G'day, g'day, g'day. Hey, g'day everybody. I'd like to say a big thank you to all my followers, all my supporters. Big hello and thank you to all friends and family. And big hello to Cherry, my wife, and all my family. But today's post is the official voting guide for 2025 Australian federal election, okay? So these are my opinions of who and who not to vote for and why, okay? Because you got to have a reason to actually go out and do something. These are reasons why I think not to vote for certain parties and people. So let's have some fun. 5, 6 or 7 reasons, and I'm going to break it down to a couple of 5-minute posts. Good reasons to say no or vote last for certain parties, okay? So the parties I'm saying is the LNP, the Liberal Nationals Party, the coalition, okay, the scammers, okay, the other scammers, the Labor Party, the other scammers are the Greens, okay, frauds, okay. My choice, vote for any other party. Doesn't matter who you vote for, okay, put these guys last, okay, because that's what they deserve. Okay, so let's go through it. First of all, reason number 1, okay. Now, I monetized everything to earn money, to put the money towards the Skipper Junior Foundation, okay? To this date of Facebook, I got 0, a brass razoo. Okay, so there's been, just in the last few days, 77,000 people have loved everything. But because I've got a bit of a bar on my account for community violations or something like that, you know, these are sensitive issues that I'm talking about, especially when it's obstetric violence and other crimes against pregnant women. Okay, it's very serious stuff, you know. Queenslanders don't want this, and I'm going to keep talking about it. But yeah, so I put a bar on my account, so I'm doing another post. Okay, hello Facebook, I love you. Okay, just want to let everybody know I do have an official fact-checking service. It's SBS Official Fact-Checking Queensland, okay? So if anybody needs anything fact-checked, let me know, reach out to me, professional, good, decent man, get the job done properly. Now, one of the ones you got to think this is funny, the reason why they put a block on my account, because they fact-checked this swine flu, bird flu rubbish. And they fact-checked it, and they said in this article, in USA Today, which is a news article, they fact-checked what I put on there against news article, but I've done research into this. The reason why a lot of birds die is because they're getting radiation poisoning from the 3G, 4G, and 5G, and when they go out to the farms and kill all the birds, genocide all the birds, basically they're using very subpar testing equipment, sort of like a COVID test. In the state of Queensland, anybody that's selling, manufacturing, or promoting any COVID test or rat test is a domestic terrorist. So it's funny that this sort of stuff's happening in other states. Okay, so let's get into it. Reason number 1, guys, let's have some fun. LNP. Why not to vote for LNP, Labor and the Greens? So LNP voted yes with Labor and Greens to spend many, many millions of dollars, I'm not sure the exact amount, to target abortion to a point of birth in Queensland. It's like 60 million or 100 million, I'm not sure how much that they spent very recently. And what they did is they spent this money to train people to target abortion to a point of birth. Think about it. They paid and trained their staff to target abortion in the lovely women of Queensland till point of birth. Okay, I've heard some of the stories. It's absolutely horrible. Some of the people you're going to meet soon have been some of the people that have been there firsthand with these medical monsters. Lovely young families, and they're trying to talk them out of having their child, and these people are horrified. It scarred them for life. So not a good move. So Labor, Liberal National Party and the Greens all voted together to target abortion until point of birth. So these people are not nice people. Like, they're not the kind of people that you would actually let your dog go over there for the weekend. If you're going on holidays and you needed someone to babysit your dog, you're not going to trust somebody that votes on a bill to spend millions of dollars in Queensland to target abortion until point of birth. So, okay, that's reason number 1. Okay, reason number 2. So these parties, it was either Labor or Liberal, they used to be called the Communist Party of Australia. And then they changed their name. But they're still the Communist Party of Australia, because what they did is the same party. They were officially called the Communist Party of Australia. And then the same people changed their name and then kept going on with the, the Labor or the Liberal. These people are just unbelievable. It's funny, but they're the most communist people you've ever met, okay? They're into gangs, okay? They all take oaths to the gangs, just like the magistrate or judge. They got to take an oath to this big gang, this big corrupt gang, and the lawyers all have to take an oath to this same big gang as well. And then the, all the barristers and the prosecutors got to take an oath to this, the same gang. So it's collusion. So if you're in a room and there's like 3-4 people that have all taken an oath to the same gang, that's gang activity. That's corruption. Okay, so another one too. I reached out to one of the Liberal senators prior to my son dying. I said, look, mate, many times by email, text, Facebook, Messenger, I called, okay, and he wouldn't take my calls, but his lovely secretary left all the notes there. And I said, look, mate, we got to stop what's going on, because someone's going to die soon. You can't keep, using obstetric violence against these women and using these tactics to it's causing them severe distress, harm, injury, and death. It's got to stop. Someone is going to die. Reached out to him, I think, about 12 times prior to my son dying, and he didn't even care enough or bother, okay? Didn't care enough or bother to even phone back. So that's the level of person. You wouldn't actually, if you're going on holidays and you need your guinea pigs babysat, they're not qualified, they're not trustworthy, okay? So reason number 3, Labor. This poor Albo guy, everybody's given Elbow a hard time. You've got to understand, it was a trick. He was never voted in. If he gets back into prime ministership or whatever, it's his first time. Okay, think about it. So when Scotty Morrison committed treason and crime, and he knowingly gave poisons that he knew that had serious harmful side effects, including death, okay? He knew those side effects, it wasn't tested, and he said, no, everyone have it, it's fine, because his executive government told him what to do. So he's the Muppet, he got told what to do, then he has to tell the Australian people what to do. So that poor old Muppet, he did kill tens of thousands of people in Australia. He is a murderer, mass murderer, but what happened is he got sort of kicked out. Nobody wanted him anymore. And then Albo is like, there you go, out one door with Scotty, in the other door with Albo. So the Labor Party's like, fuck, we got a crisis on our hands. Sorry about the swearing. What are we going to do? Next minute, okay, here's Albo. So he didn't get voted in. He got selected or put in. So just remember, if he does get put in, or if he does get in, this is going to be his very, very first time. And the last one for this section here is just the Greens. I call them the meat-eating Greens. Okay, even just in Queensland here, I mean, there's heaps of rogue Greens everywhere. So they're possibly as communistic as Labor and Liberal. They're highly communistic. Well, Labor and Liberal used to be the communistic party, but these guys are an offshoot of it. And a lot of the Greens are offshoots of, they're the rogue people that nobody wants in the Labor and Liberal, and a lot of them are got some issues that they're pushing, like trans or gay or lesbian or homophobia or eating soy or changing sex or stuff to kids. They're not nice people, but they push this stuff on people, okay? They push it on people, and they say they want to be inclusive, but they're the ones pushing it on people. And then if you try to have a conversation with them about it, they're like, okay? So how could you possibly vote for somebody like that? Incompetent, okay? They're totally incompetent, okay? So that's the first 5 minutes. And these are just a few reasons not to vote for Labor, Liberal National Party, or Greens at the 2025 federal elections. Vote for any other party, because in my opinion, these guys are duds. They're absolutely useless. They're completely useless, bottom feeders. Some of them have good intentions, some are nice people, just associated with the wrong party, and it's unfortunate. There might be good people stuck in a bad criminal party, and it's all run by the same executive government, which is running both teams, and then they get their Muppet up front to do all the stuff for them. But to the executive government, hello, it's me, Skipper again. Executive Government Queensland, Executive Government of Australia. Been in contact before. Hello to all. Hope you're enjoying my posts, and get ready for the next reasons. These are my opinions, what I think that you should vote for any other party and except Labor, Liberal National Party or Greens, because it's going to end in disappointment, and you know, it's horrible, but these are my opinions.